Oh, right. Yeah. Well, we didn't start off very well, actually, me and my partner. There's a bit of lack of communication at the very start. And then she emailed me a couple of times about what I had an idea of, what ideas I was thinking about. And then, of course, I wanted to do something on tuna, like an eel, not this fish tuna, or tuna. And to try and create an avatar around tuna and where the tuna come from. Especially this particular one here, the blue-eyed tuna, is tuna heke. These are the main type eels or tuna that they're the leaders of the pack, sort of. They migrate, they take the rest of the eels back to where they originally spawned, which is around Samoa. They go back there every year, and those big ones sort of get out there and call up all the little ones, and the little ones come out from wherever they are and make the journey back following these fellas.
So what was the idea you were trying to explore in relationship to?
Well, I was trying to put them in like, I was trying to like have a real thing and not a real place, like, you know. And like with the worm there, what I wanted to do is try and put him inside the worm. That worm I had earlier, you know.
This here.
Yeah, I wanted the tuna to be inside that, you know. It's not in like it is real, but it's not in reality sort of thing. Yeah? But anyway, the time we had in doing the project.
How do you see that as relating to the notion of the avatar and?
Well, it's not real, is it? You know, it's is it real? It's part real and not real. Like is that a real need or what is it? You know? I don't know. It's maybe I got lost along the way somewhere.
But we could ask that about anything with
yeah.
this, you know, is it a real this or a real that or a real what? I mean, I'm not sure how you saw that in relationship to the whole project.
Yeah, well, I think I really want to try and have her communicate with Molly about trying to research like tuna and find out where and maybe create something like this. Maybe. But anyway, our communication wasn't happening too good, you know. And,
okay.
And then she came back with all this stuff on art history, which is, you know, just way out there, which sort of goes out a little bit, or me anyway. And I had no idea responding, but what I try to do is try and incorporate some of her emails. I really wanted to put her emails over all the piece, trying to get a collaboration going happening there. Use her email on top of my footage, you know. But I couldn't get that together with the computer, you know, try and layer it across all the images and try and have her put it all there as well as mine. And create something like that, but yeah, it didn't quite happen like that. Communication problems as well, like she thought I was talking about the fish.
Fish, red. Yeah.
Okay, so go guys.
What I really liked about it is you see the eel and then you see the that sort of tunnel sort of 3D model sort of thing, and it's almost like you're inside the eel. And like that's how I kind of read it as the avatar. Like you're kind of the eel in a way.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's culturally linked with us, like being Māori, so you know, like some Māoris think that we come from eel. Like eel was been here all the time. It's been here. It's like under the ground.
Yeah.
And that was part of us, you know, and we sort of emerged from that eel way back, you know. This is one of the myths of Māori stories. So that's why, of course, Taniwha being a monster, you know, it's sort of like a bit of a monster type thing, and the whole thing was a bit like it, you know, and I thought try to go and create that type thing, you know, like it is underground. But
I think there was a miscommunication. Like I think you had like you know, a concept that was quite about your Māori culture, but I don't think she quite understood that. Yeah, there was something missing in translation there, and I think because I think that the email, if you read the email, is quite interesting. It's quite telling. It seemed like she was quite offended by you saying kia ora, Molly. She thought she didn't understand what it meant. She thought he was calling her a name, or and she was like, "What are you calling me? You know, is this a nickname or what do you?" Yeah. So there was a lot of
I mean, some of that was sort of media miscommunication, like getting times and that sort of thing going on. But some of it seems to have been sort of cultural miscommunication as well, and that's potentially more interesting than, you know, than the fact that you couldn't meet each other online or chat or get this program working or that program working. And it brings up quite a lot of questions about, you know, we assume in New Zealand that if someone doesn't, because Māori is an Indigenous language, it has an affirmative right to be spoken and recognised, which doesn't translate into, say, an American culture or another culture. So that, you know, your assumption here, which is that, well, when I use these words, if you don't understand, you'll either ask or, you know, it's an imperative that you embrace that language. It's not an imperative elsewhere. And so how do you deal with that? I mean, that could have been a really interesting thing to work with, but it seems that then it fell down on another level where, you know, you just almost sort of cut and ran. It's like, oh shit, I can't communicate with her, so I'll just go off and do my own thing.
Were you willing to compromise?
Am I willing? Yeah, I am actually. With some of my communication with her, I did put the meanings of some words alongside, you know, what I wrote, you know.
But did you listen to her ideas and what she wanted to do?
Well, it took so long for her communications to come back, you see, and
I see.
we just, you know, a week had passed by then.
Oh,
And all of a sudden we got bombarded with information about stuff, you know, and at that stage I had already been out filming,
Right.
you know, getting my own little thing together because
Because you had to.
Yeah, that's right, I had to get on with it and do it, you know, and yeah, while she's obviously out there researching, you know, and yeah, so there's just a fall down in communication and cultural differences there, eh?
So where is her hand in this?
Well, her hand, well, it was our last piece, that bit of her email that I put on the email, you know.
Okay.
Actually, like I said, what I wanted to do is put her email, all her emails over the whole footage, and then try and layer it over the top of my footage.
Because
And-
that's what because I actually saw those emails, like quite a few of us, and it's just like, it's on, and she's basically giving you a lecture, you know, about history, and I think I thought it was quite bizarre, like it was a rant. And she
Yeah.
was just, oh, do you know about art history? Do you know about the Rosetta Stone? Do you know about the Greek myths? And what is a spoon and semiotics? And she brought all this stuff up, which was quite,
Was she fighting with you?
Oh, I don't know, was she?
It was quite confident. It was a little bit.
It was still like it, but sort of, what's happening? Took
I
us
thought
by
that's what
surprise,
could have
actually.
been used as source for the inspiration for your work.
But I didn't mean no harm, like, you know, like you killed it, that's just like breeding, you know, it's,
Sure.
hey, it's the way we
I
breed
see
down
fight it
here.
out all the time.
And not to offend her by any way like that, you know, but
Yeah, but you've got to also realise that, I mean, we accept that, but America doesn't have that sort of indigenous cultural language that it is embedded there. I mean, you know, there are probably Humpty Dumpty different Native American languages in the first place, and none of them are, as far as I know, excuse me, see me if I'm wrong, but legally recognised in the same way that Māori is here. So, you know, I think there's a whole different cultural positioning of that thing. I mean, you never see the newsreaders on CNN saying anything other than in English, or maybe Spanish if they're trying to reach a Spanish audience. But it's a very different position.
I think that tension would have been really interesting.
To play with the language
Yeah.
tension and that sort of thing, yeah.
To sort of highlight the cultural exchange,
Mm.
because it seems maybe the way you started was from from the notions of identity, you know, taking your name and starting that as a starting point, and your cultural identity, and then it's interesting that it turned into quite a dynamic, because her emails were really in depth. Like, she'd done a lot of research, kind of, or she really thought about notions of avatar and researched it.
So she's probably feeling very frustrated
Yes.
because
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah, totally.
because she feels like she's put in a lot
Of,
on that end, and you're feeling frustrated because while she was putting in that work, to generate that knowledge, you had to get a piece done.
Yeah.
And so went off and did your thing, right?
So I think they were totally on different
Yeah.
tangents, so they didn't have the opportunity to
Sure.
bring it together at all.
Luck of the draw, eh?